So the questions involving the extent of executive power go to the very nature of our government, whether we have a representative democracy or not. Our Constitution divides power between the President and Congress, and in general, Congress makes the laws and the executive executes them. During the last two presidencies, that of George W. Bush and Barack Obama, to some extent before, but especially under these last two presidents, the presidents have been pushing the envelope and doing things on their unilaterally without congressional support. And in some sense, this is political. Both presidents found themselves frustrated by the other party having control, but that is not a constitutional reason for unilateralism. The most recent such case, and the one that is now going to be in the Supreme Court this year, involves the immigration laws, where Congress has determined who has lawful status in the United States and who doesn't, and only those individuals with lawful status are entitled to work permits and attendant benefits like driver's licenses, Social Security, earned income tax credit, and Medicare and Medicaid, and that sort of thing. Congress back in 1986 realized, that was the last big immigration reform, realized that we were not able to completely police the borders, and we were not able, and it wouldn't be a good thing, to deport huge numbers of people. And so their solution to the problem was to try to reduce the incentives for people to come here illegally by not allowing them to work. President Obama sought some major changes in the immigration laws, including basically creating a lawful status for many millions of the roughly 12 million, estimated 12 million illegal aliens currently present. And this was debated in Congress, and it didn't get passed until he was reelected in 2012 and entered a number of administrative orders which have the practical effect of granting a lawful status to roughly 4 million people that Congress has not granted that to. And so the Supreme Court has the question, can he do that? Now, that lawsuit does not have anything to do with enforcement priorities. They're not questioning prosecutorial discretion or the priority setting with respect to deportation. All it's challenging is the grant of lawful status leading to work permits and the other attendant benefits. But the court has just granted this. The name of the case is Texas versus United States. And it will be one of the most interesting cases in the Supreme Court this term, not just because it affects so many people, although that is important, but also because it is an unusually direct challenge to the exercise of unilateral presidential power in the absence of congressional act. And the Supreme Court, on its own motion, added a separate question presented to the case, namely, do the president's actions violate the Take Care Clause? That's the portion of Article 2 of the Constitution that states that the president shall take care that the laws be faithfully executed. And so the claim is that in creating these categories that are not under the law, the president has failed to faithfully execute the immigration laws passed by Congress. This is, I believe, the first case involving the Take Care Clause of the Constitution since the 1840s. So this is a major and very interesting matter.